Okay, in this video, I will be replacing the bake element in this GE oven. Got some oven cleaner. I've already unplugged everything, and I got this Everbuilt bake element, which fits most GE models. I don't know, kind of fits. It's probably best to go to an actual parts distributor. You can see that this element is definitely damaged, so I'm not going to bother doing a whole bunch of troubleshooting. I will do the troubleshooting steps at the end if you are interested. You don't necessarily have to remove the back plate for doing this job. You can pull the element through, but I wanted to make sure that all the electrical connectors are good, so I think it's probably good practice to remove that back plate when you're doing this anyway. To remove the bake element, there's only 2 screws inside holding this thing on, and looking at all the parts at Home Depot, I would say most bake elements are just held on by 2 screws. Once those screws are out, everything just slides forward. This is how you would replace it if you just want to do the element without taking off the back. Just pull it through and swap in the new one. Through the power of video editing, I cleaned the oven a little bit in between removing the old one and installing the new one. And you can see once you put the bake element in the oven, those 2 prongs are going to stick through the back. Obviously, there's some sort of insulation element in there. And then the 2 paddles are sticking out, and you're just going to connect your wires right back onto those. I find these ones stick out a little bit further than I would want them, so I do put a slight bend in them so they stick up a little bit. Now, the fits most GE stoves come into play here. I can't actually put this screw in, so I'm going to actually come back at this tomorrow morning. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning when I film this. So I will hook it up, make sure everything's working tonight, and then, like I said, I'll come back and fix that 1 screw issue in the morning. So no real mystery. The yellow one is still on the left, orange cable still on the right. Plug the stove into the wall, and sure enough, it works just fine, and obviously it's glowing really red, much better than the old one. Now when you're working with appliance sheet metal, just keep in mind it's super thin and obviously it's very sharp. In this case, there's only 4 small machine screws that hold this thing on, and it is quite obvious where everything goes. There's no mystery to it. Your oven might be a little bit different. I think the same process would work regardless of whether you had a GE or a Maytag or a Frigidaire or whatever you got. All the same. So once that's on, like I said, I come back the next day and drill my own holes in that mounting plate so that they're in the right place. And like I said, my element is so destroyed, there's no question that it was bad, but I'll show you the process of checking the continuity here. Just take your ohm meter and then touch the 2 prongs, and it should give you something. If it does absolutely nothing like mine does, there's obviously no continuity, and there's obviously a break in that element somewhere. This is what the new one should look like. Obviously, you can see it starting at 1, and then it's going to settle out at about 17 ohms once I get those prongs into a good position. I think that's pretty common, having it in the sort of 16 to 18 ohm range. Just like before, I'll toss the orange cable on the right and the yellow cable on the left, and that's pretty much it for outside of the oven. I'll put that sheet metal back on and pretty much be done with this. That element costs 40 bucks, so pretty cheap. I think probably an actual GE part from a appliance parts dealer would probably be a little bit more, but it would probably also fit a little bit better. So to get the oven up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit now, it took 8 minutes 49 seconds, so about 9 minutes, whatever. Previously, I don't even know if it would hit 400. It would hit like 350 after like 15 minutes or something. So even though there's no continuity, it was still kind of working a little bit, but really poorly. Anyway, easy job, very fast, no issues with this. Thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.